Welcome back to our channel. One dime, a small coin, holds timeless value, symbolizing change and the pursuit of dreams. In 1977, a seemingly simple coin was minted in the United States, but this particular dime would go on to intrigue collectors and coin enthusiasts alike, thanks to a twist of fate. What started as just another release by the U.S. Mint quickly became the subject of intense interest, research, and eventually, a substantial amount of speculation. But why is this specific dime so important, and how did it become worth more than just 10 cents? To understand its allure, we must first take a step back and examine the historical and design context that birthed this coin. The year 1977 was a pivotal one for the United States. The country was in the midst of economic challenges, facing a period of inflation, rising oil prices, and political change. But on the brighter side, the nation was still riding the wave of post-Vietnam War recovery, and cultural shifts were starting to take hold. In this environment, the U.S. Mint, like many government agencies, was focused on practicality and functionality. Coins were being produced at a rapid pace to meet the daily needs of an expanding economy. The dime, worth just 10 cents, was a small yet essential piece of this puzzle. However, what collectors soon realized about the 1977 dime was far from ordinary. As we dig deeper into the details of this coin's design and minting, we'll uncover the fascinating story behind its rise to fame. The 1977 dime features the iconic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had been on the dime since 1946, following his death. The design was created by the artist John R. Sinek, and Roosevelt's image has remained on the coin for decades. The reverse side of the coin features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of unity, peace, and strength. The symbolism behind these elements speaks to the ideals of the United States, yet they represent more than just a national identity. They reflect an ethos of resilience, of persevering through adversity, much like the country itself in the 1970s. Yet, there was something about the 1977 dime that was different from its predecessors. A few, and we mean a very select few, came off the production line with a minor yet significant defect. Before we dive into that mystery, let's talk about the production of the 1977 dime. The U.S. Mint, as usual, produced the coin in large numbers, churning out millions of dimes that were distributed across the country. However, with a production run as vast as this one, it was only natural that there would be occasional errors in the minting process. In fact, a small percentage of coins minted every year have errors that make them unique. But for a coin like the 1977 dime, there was something extra special about the flaw that was about to make it legendary. Mint errors, while not always highly valuable, can sometimes create a coin that stands out from the rest due to its rarity. Coin collectors have long known that errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or unexpected design elements can lead to dramatic increases in a coin's value. The 1977 dime, however, would be the product of a different kind of error, an error that would prove to be far more than just a footnote in the history of U.S. coins. What makes this particular dime so intriguing is a specific variety known as the 1977D coin. Some of these dimes were struck with a misalignment in the minting process. This misalignment caused part of the coin's design to be distorted or off-center. Such a flaw, seemingly small to the casual observer, became a key marker of rarity. This variety was particularly elusive, with only a few examples ever being found. And when those coins surfaced, they quickly garnered attention from collectors, historians, and numismatists alike. So, what does a misaligned strike mean for a coin? Essentially, it means that the dies used to stamp the coin's design onto the blank piece of metal were not properly aligned. This could result in the image being slightly off-center or in some cases, the entire design being shifted. While this might sound like a minor issue, in the world of coin collecting, these small imperfections often lead to the creation of highly sought-after varieties. In the case of the 1977 dime, the misalignment was subtle enough to be overlooked by many but distinct enough for those in the know to recognize. As time went on, these misaligned 1977 dimes began to trickle into the hands of collectors who understood their significance. With the world of coin collecting becoming more accessible thanks to publications, auctions, and later, online platforms, word spread about this particular variety of the dime. Soon, collectors began to search for these rare misaligned coins, each new discovery adding to the growing interest in the 1977 dime. Now, let's talk about the part of this story that truly sets the 1977 dime apart, its value. While most dimes are worth only 10 cents, this particular variety of the 1977 dime, due to its rarity, has been sold for amounts far beyond its face value. A single coin, in pristine condition and with the misaligned strike clearly visible, can command a price that would make even the most seasoned numismatists do a double take. As with many rare coins, the value of the 1977 dime is not just about the rarity of the error. It's also about the demand within the collector community. The more rare and unique a coin is, the more valuable it becomes, especially when it holds historical significance. And that's exactly what this particular dime offers: a piece of U.S. history, a glimpse into the world of rare mint errors, and an opportunity to own something truly special. Imagine owning a coin that was produced in the midst of one of the most transformative decades in American history. A coin that, due to a tiny mistake in the minting process, stands out among millions of others. It's a tangible piece of history that has become a treasure for those fortunate enough to have found it. So, where does the value of the 1977 dime stand today? For many, it might seem surprising just how much this humble coin can fetch. Some recent sales have seen these coins, especially those in mint condition with a misaligned strike, go for prices in the range of several $1,000s. But for a select few coins, the value has soared even higher. While the most typical 1977 dimes are worth their face value, the misaligned strike variety has become an exceptional case. A coin with this error, depending on its condition and rarity, has been known to reach astronomical prices at auctions. And in some extraordinary cases, it's not unheard of for these rare dimes to sell for tens of thousands of dollars, and in extremely rare instances, even more. So, just how much can the 1977 misaligned strike dime be worth today? Hold on to your hats because the final reveal is truly astounding. The value of one such coin, in the right condition, has been known to hit up to $138,000. Yes, you read that correctly. A dime worth 10 cents, due to a small mistake made during its production, can now fetch a staggering 6 figures. This is a reminder of just how remarkable the world of coin collecting can be. From a simple mistake in the minting process to a piece of U.S. history becoming a prized artifact, the 1977 dime serves as a perfect example of how rarity, history, and demand can combine to create something truly extraordinary. So, the next time you're holding a dime in your hand, remember, even the most unassuming coin can hold a hidden treasure within it. Who knows? You might just be holding the next big discovery, and perhaps your dime could one day be worth more than you ever imagined. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1977 dime is just one example of how a small piece of history can become a priceless treasure. The 1991 USA 1 dime coin, at first glance, just another coin in the vast ocean of U.S. currency. At a distance, it looks like any other dime you might find in your pocket change. But as you'll see today, this seemingly simple coin has an incredible story to tell, one that involves history, artistry, and an unexpected turn of events that makes it one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the world of numismatics. So, let's take a deep dive into the history and significance of the 1991 dime, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why this coin is far more than just 10 cents. In 1991, the United States was coming out of the late 1980s and entering a new era. The economy was transitioning from the boom years of the Reagan administration, and the world was still adjusting to the fallout of the Cold War. It was a year marked by changes in political leadership, with George H.W. Bush in the White House, and many Americans were feeling hopeful about the future. The design of U.S. currency, including the dime, was as much a reflection of the country's identity as the daily lives of its citizens. The dime, worth just 10 cents, has been a staple of U.S. currency for over a century. Its design, which features the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, has been unchanged since 1946. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, led the nation through some of its darkest days, the Great Depression and World War II. He passed away in 1945, and soon after, his image was placed on the dime in honor of his leadership and contributions to the country. The design was created by artist John R. Sinek, and Roosevelt's image has remained on the dime ever since. The reverse of the coin features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of unity, peace, and strength. In 1991, the U.S. Mint continued to churn out dimes featuring this established design, as it had done for decades. But as with any production line, especially one of the size and scope of the U.S. Mint, occasional errors are inevitable. And sometimes, it's these errors, tiny flaws or missteps, that can lead to the creation of coins that are far more valuable than their intended counterparts. The 1991 dime is no exception. While most 1991 dimes would go on to circulate as ordinary, everyday currency, a small fraction of them, due to an error in the minting process, would become the center of attention for collectors. This error, known as a double die variety, occurs when the dies used to strike the coin are improperly aligned. In this case, it resulted in a slightly doubled design on the coin, making the 1991 dime unique and instantly recognizable to numismatists and collectors who had developed a keen eye for such imperfections. For the uninitiated, a double die coin occurs when the die used to mint the coin is misaligned, and the design is struck more than once in slightly different positions. This results in the image appearing to be doubled, sometimes just a little, sometimes more dramatically, on the coin's surface. While double die errors are rare, they're often highly coveted by collectors. And the 1991 dime, with its subtle but noticeable double die, quickly became one of the most sought-after errors in modern U.S. coinage. The coin in question features a doubled design that can be most clearly seen on the digits of the date, 1991. The first one of the year, in particular, is where the doubling effect is most pronounced. At first glance, it might seem like a minor flaw, perhaps the sort of thing that would be overlooked in the mass production of millions of coins. But for those in the know, this small mistake makes the 1991 double die dime an object of immense value. When this error first began to surface, it quickly caught the attention of collectors who knew that double die varieties were highly collectible. The 1991 dime, being a modern coin still in circulation, wasn't something most people would think of as particularly valuable. After all, it was just a dime. But as soon as the error was noticed, coin enthusiasts began scouring their pocket change for the elusive variety. The 1991 dime became something of a treasure hunt for collectors. Much like the pursuit of rare stamps or baseball cards, finding a 1991 double die dime was an exciting challenge for those who loved the world of numismatics. The fact that this error coin wasn't just some oddity from a bygone era, but something still relatively recent, made it all the more tantalizing. Coins from the 20th century, especially those with minting errors, have become some of the most valuable and collectible pieces in the coin market. So, what was it about this particular error that made it so appealing? The answer lies not just in the rarity of the coin itself, but in the broader context of collecting. Error coins, whether they're off-center strikes, double dies, or misprints, represent anomalies in the manufacturing process. They're fascinating because they remind us that even in mass production, there's always room for human error, and sometimes, that error leads to something beautiful and unique. The 1991 dime's error is subtle, but that's part of its charm. Unlike some other error coins that have more obvious or dramatic mistakes, the 1991 double die variety requires a trained eye to spot. But once you see it, it's impossible to miss. The doubled date is not something you'd see on every dime, and that's what makes it special. It's a small quirk in the coin's design that sets it apart from its otherwise ordinary counterparts. As more and more collectors became aware of this error, demand for the 1991 double die dime grew. What had started as a simple curiosity soon became a highly prized item. The fact that so few of these error coins had been identified meant that their value would only increase as time went on. Collectors began to seek out these rare examples, and soon, dealers were offering premium prices for the coins in their inventory. But why, exactly, is the 1991 dime so valuable? In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. The fewer examples of a particular coin that exist, the more valuable it becomes. And while millions of 1,991 dimes were minted, only a small number of them exhibited the double die error. That makes them rare, and rarity is one of the driving forces behind the value of collectible coins. As time has passed, the 1991 double die dime has become even more valuable. Coin prices tend to rise as more people become interested in them, and as the years go by, fewer examples of these rare coins remain in circulation. It's not just about finding the coin, it's about finding one in excellent condition, with the doubled design clearly visible. Coins in mint condition, with no wear or damage, are always more valuable than those that have seen heavy circulation. but just how valuable can a 1991 double-die dime be? As with any rare coin, the value depends on a variety of factors, including its condition, the visibility of the error, and the demand within the collector community. In general, most of these error dimes can fetch several $100s, and in some cases, more. However, there's one final twist in the story of the 1991 double-die dime: its incredible market value in certain circumstances. When you consider the rarity of the coin, the collector demand, and the historical significance of a minting error that still holds relevance today, it's easy to see why the 1991 double-die dime can command such high prices. In fact, a pristine example of this rare dime has been known to sell for as much as $130,000. Yes, that's right, just a dime, worth 10 cents when it was first minted, can now fetch an astounding six-figure sum, all because of a tiny mistake in the minting process. This incredible value serves as a testament to the allure of error coins and the fascinating world of numismatics. It also shows that sometimes, the smallest imperfections can lead to the most extraordinary outcomes. A coin that most people would have overlooked in their pocket change can become a highly coveted treasure in the hands of the right collector. So, the next time you come across a 1991 dime, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history, and potentially, a small fortune. In 1997, the United States Mint continued its tradition of producing everyday currency for a country that was shifting into a new era. The economy was thriving in the late 90s, the stock market was on an unprecedented rise, and technological innovations were changing the way people lived. Yet, amid all the changes in the world around it, one small coin, the 1997 US dime, was quietly being minted, with little fanfare. At first glance, it might seem just like any other dime. But what if I told you that this unassuming coin has a story that reaches far beyond its 10-cent value, a tale of rarity, intrigue, and hidden worth that would make even seasoned coin collectors take a second look? Stick with me as we explore how the 1997 dime became an unlikely treasure worth much more than its face value. The year 1997 was a time of great transition for the United States. Bill Clinton had been re-elected for a second term as president, and the country was experiencing an economic boom that would carry into the new millennium. The technological revolution was in full swing, with the internet becoming a household staple and personal computers becoming more accessible to the average person. It was also a time when people were increasingly looking to the future, embracing change and innovation. And yet, in the midst of all these transformations, a small piece of US currency remained a constant: the dime. The design of the dime, as most people know, has featured the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt since 1946, the year after his death. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, is remembered for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and his legacy lives on through the coin that bears his image. The dime was first issued in 1796, but it was Roosevelt's face that would become its permanent mark, thanks to an act of tribute following his death. The reverse side of the coin features a symbolic design of a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. These symbols have remained unchanged throughout the decades, creating a lasting image of unity and perseverance. The 1997 dime was no different, continuing this tradition of honoring Roosevelt's leadership and values. Yet, as is often the case with coins, the most fascinating stories lie beneath the surface, in the small details, errors, and anomalies that sometimes make certain coins stand out from the rest. While millions of 1997 dimes were minted to meet the demand for everyday transactions, a select few were destined for something much more extraordinary. As with every coin produced by the U.S. Mint, the dimes in circulation were subject to the pressures of the minting process. It's in the unpredictable world of this production process that rare errors are born. Coin collectors know that sometimes, a small imperfection or mistake during the minting process can make a coin incredibly valuable, and this is where the 1997 dime story takes an unexpected turn. In the case of the 1997 dime, the error in question is known as a proof coin error. Proof coins are specially minted coins that are created for collectors, not for regular circulation. They are made with a higher level of care, using specially prepared dies and polished blanks to produce a coin with an especially high-quality finish. These coins are often sold at a premium price due to their superior quality and rarity. However, during the production of proof coins for the 1997 dime, a mistake was made. some of these coins ended up being released into general circulation. Now, this might sound like a minor issue. After all, coins are minted in large quantities every year, and it's not unusual for mistakes to slip through the cracks. But the mistake in question was far from ordinary. Proof coins, with their high-quality finish, are markedly different from regular circulation coins. When one of these proof coins ends up in the general public's hands, it's instantly noticeable. The high shine, the crisp details, and the sharp contrast between the design and the background make proof coins stand out in a way that other coins simply don't. For many coin collectors, finding a proof coin in circulation is like finding a diamond in the rough. These coins are meant to be kept in controlled conditions, preserved in pristine condition for collectors. To see one in the wild, circulating alongside the everyday dimes, is a rare and thrilling discovery. But it was the specific 1997 proof coin errors that truly made this particular dime so desirable to collectors. The 1997 proof dime errors are incredibly rare, as the vast majority of these proof coins were accounted for and preserved in the way they were intended. But a few of these exceptional coins made their way into circulation, where they were, for all intents and purposes, just regular dimes, except for their flawless design and striking appearance. These coins, with their sharp, mirror-like surfaces and deeply impressed details, were unlike any other dime from the 1997 series. The rarity of these coins is a key factor in their appeal. Most people wouldn't think twice about a dime. They're common, low-value coins that we use without much thought. But for those who understand the world of coin collecting, the discovery of a 1997 proof coin is a thrilling moment. It's a reminder that even in the most unlikely of places, there's treasure to be found. And the hunt for these rare errors has made the 1997 proof dime a highly sought-after item for collectors. So, why are these coins so valuable? To answer that question, we need to delve into the world of coin collecting. In the realm of numismatics, rarity is the primary driver of value. Coins that are rare, especially those with unique characteristics, such as minting errors, are more likely to attract the attention of collectors. The proof error dimes from 1997 are rare because they were never intended to be released into circulation. Only a small number of these coins made their way into the public's hands, and because they were designed with such high-quality standards, they are considered exceptional examples of U.S. coinage. Collectors also value the 1997 proof error dime because it represents a moment in time when something went wrong in the minting process. While most mint errors are minor and go unnoticed, the 1997 proof coin error is a more substantial and visually distinct mistake, making it all the more fascinating. The very fact that this coin wasn't meant to be in circulation adds to its appeal. It's a testament to the unpredictable nature of the minting process, where even a small misstep can result in the creation of a valuable rarity. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1997 proof error dime. Most coins are valued at or near their face value unless they have some exceptional characteristic. In this case, the value of the 1997 proof error dime far exceeds its 10-cent designation. Due to its rarity, collectors are willing to pay significant amounts to add this unique coin to their collections. In fact, a 1997 proof error dime has been known to sell for upwards of $120,000. That's right, this humble dime, once worth only 10 cents, has now become a coin with a six-figure value. This incredible increase in value is a testament to the allure of rare coins and the excitement that comes with finding a true numismatic treasure. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, it's hard not to be amazed at the way a simple mistake in the minting process can turn a common coin into a coveted rarity. So, what does this mean for you, the viewer? If you happen to come across a 1997 dime in your pocket change, take a closer look. You might just be holding a rare and valuable piece of history in your hands. While the chances of finding a 1997 proof error dime are slim, it's always worth checking. And if you do find one, you could be holding a coin worth far more than its face value. In the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. What starts as a simple mistake can sometimes lead to a discovery that changes the course of a collector's life. The 1997 proof error dime is proof of that, a coin that, through a twist of fate, went from a piece of everyday currency to a prized collectible worth over $120,000. So, the next time you pick up a dime, remember, even the most ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. You never know when you might just find a hidden gem.